We
All right, what up, what up, what up? We're going to give everybody time to hop on. I know you probably thought you was going to see Keith Jones' face, but instead you got me. And I'm going to introduce myself here shortly, but we're just going to give you a few minutes, well, not necessarily a few minutes, give you about 60 seconds to hop on. Soon as you hop on, start sending that invite out to people who you feel can benefit from building wealth, taking full control of their finances. See, a lot of times people overcomplicate wealth, overcomplicate finances, overcomplicate money as a whole just because we don't understand it. So that being said, we're going to make it simple so that you can understand it. It's condensed into one sheet of paper. You're not going to actually see the sheet of paper, but we're going to put it on the whiteboard. And if you take some notes, then you'll see where we're coming from. Let's not overcomplicate money. Let's understand money. It's a language of its own. Money is a language of its own. But if you don't speak it, if you don't understand it, then how can you benefit from the language itself? So that being said, understand the language, and that's what we're about to do right now. So invite anybody that you know who wants to get out of debt, better their credit, just overall be free financially, and that removes a lot of the stress that's associated with money, because there's a lot of stress associated with money. Now, let me go ahead and introduce myself. Still keep inviting or doing whatever you do. I'm going to let the page build up. But me, myself, I am Mr. Smith. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, but right now I'm out here in Ohio with Mr. Keith Jones, so that's why you saw me instead of him. So in Little Rock, Arkansas, you know, when I first got exposed to this information, it was brand new to me because I come from a household that money wasn't discussed at the dinner table. That was one of the last things that was discussed because there wasn't any of it. It was, if you don't have it, then how can you discuss it? You can't discuss what you don't have at times. So I knew nothing about money other than working for it, you know, or getting a job, or, you know, following the same process of going to school, get a good job. Those are all of the lessons that I learned about money. So when I first got exposed to the information that I'm about to share with you, it was a light bulb moment. It was a game changer. It changed the game, and it changed the way that I will make sure my future generations live as it relates to money. They're not going to have the same issue or go through the same problems that I went through. So when I was exposed to this money, and not to get too far into the presentation, when I was exposed to this information, I was able to increase my cash flow, bringing in more of my own money, and I'll tell you how. And with that extra money, I was able to eliminate debt and become debt-free. Now, that was one thing that made me interested in sharing it with others, but it developed as a passion once I saw that it was a lot more that most people didn't know, didn't have a clue about. So that being said, from that point, I was able to get debt free and actually position myself to retire from my job at a young age and really do in less than 5 years what it would have took me 30 years to do in my job. That I'm passionate about. So with that being said, this is what you have to understand about money. This is what you got to understand about building wealth. Everybody across the nation, when you boil it all down, this is non-negotiable. This is nothing you can't argue with the facts. Most people have two financial objectives, just two. When you boil it all down, two main financial objectives. So if you're taking notes, I'm gonna go ahead and just write that down for you. Two objectives, two financial objectives that they're wanting to accomplish. No matter what walk of life you come from, unless you're living in the wilderness, there's two main things you want to take care of. Number one is you want to make sure you take care of your current lifestyle. And I'm going to just put current. You want to take care of your current lifestyle. So what's your current lifestyle, Mr. Smith? What is that? Your current lifestyle is keeping a roof over your head, food on the table, you know, make sure you travel from time to time, gas in your car. All of those things is pretty much the current lifestyle that you have identified for yourself. So you want to make sure those things are taken care of. That's pretty much why everybody is waking up every day, waking up to the alarm clock and going to work, because they want to make sure those basic needs are met. That's your current lifestyle. Now, most people, their current lifestyle is supported by their labor. Whether you work a job or whether you're building a business, your current lifestyle is supported by your labor. This is the work that you do. This is how you're getting paid so you can take care of their current lifestyle. So most people trade time for money. Time for money. Or they build a business if they're self-employed or have a business, but that still backs into your labor. So that's one of the first objectives. Now the second objective is, we all know that we want to be concerned with our future lifestyle. Now the future lifestyle is also known as retirement. Now the future lifestyle should, and I say should because most people aren't doing this, should be taken care of by their investments. But here's the thing. Most people leave their future lifestyle open to chance, meaning they just take a risk with their future as if they don't plan on getting any older. So here it is. They know retirement is coming. They know for a fact that it's going to be one day that they either no longer want to work or they'll no longer be in the position to work due to health or whatever the circumstances may be. But they're not taking care of their future lifestyle. And they're leaving it up to chance because they're dependent on these two entities that no longer work. So you got to take that future lifestyle serious because it is coming. You know, that's one thing for sure. The future is coming. So that being said, you got to make sure you're in position, or at least put yourself in position to have a better future so you can live at least like you're living currently. But the two entities that most people are dependent on is the government and corporate America. And these two entities put two things in place that are no longer working. What the government put in place was Social Security. So if you're taking notes, Social Security. That's what the government put in place. Now, I don't know about you, but if you know anybody like I know people who are living on Social Security really isn't secure. It's more like social insecurity. Because here it is, people are literally retiring into poverty. And what I mean by that is they're retiring and having to live off of less money than what wasn't getting the job done in the first place. So if they couldn't make it off of the $4,000 they was getting from working the job, how do you expect to live off of $2,000? In many cases, $1,200 if they were making a lot more during their working years. But people are dependent on this entity to take care of their future lifestyle. You can't do that. That's why you want to get investments to take care of your future lifestyle. But we'll get to that later. Now, what corporate America put in place, because it's obvious Social Security alone isn't working. It was actually meant to be a supplement, but people are dependent on it fully. But what corporate America put into place was pensions. And some of you watching this might not even know what pensions are because, you know, they don't exist as much as they used to. And basically a pension is you worked at a job for a certain amount of years and you gave them a certain amount of time, a certain amount of your life, and they paid you for your retirement years based on the amount of years that you worked. So those pensions were supposed to take care of you. But that has gone kind of out the window and has been more so replaced with 401k, which is leaving it up to you. And if you don't understand money, if you don't understand how the 401ks work, then you can't fully make it benefit you. So when people retire and then they have to draw out of their 401k, it's nothing there. Or nothing at least to live on. We have $40,000 in your 401k. How long will that last you? A year maybe? But you may be retired for 10, 20, 50. Who knows? So pensions are out of the window. So these two entities no longer work. So you got to take matters into your own hand. But these are your two main financial objectives that most people are seeking to accomplish: taking care of your current lifestyle and your future lifestyle. Screenshot this because I'm about to erase it. Current lifestyle and future lifestyle. Now, while trying to take care of these two main objectives, we're faced with 4 challenges. Just 4. When you boil it all down. So you got the 2 objectives. And now we're going to hit you with the 4 challenges. And I say challenge because they can and will be overcome. It's just a hurdle, just something we got to figure out how to jump, how to leap. Challenge number 1 is inflation. We call this the silent income killer. And it's silent because it creeps up on you. Inflation doesn't give you any warning. It's happening every day. And it's pretty much the cost of goods and services going up, but your money staying the same. So if your money isn't increasing, but the cost of goods and services continue to go up, that means your money is worth less. That means the work that you do at your job is worth less. So now here it is, even though you feel as though you make a certain amount of money, if the cost of things have gone up, then it's really like you don't make much money at all. And this is what I mean. Prime example, 20 years ago, you know, people may have been making $7 an hour. And then let's say, you know, that same person 20 years later is still working a job, but now they make $14 an hour. On the front side, numerically, it sounds like they make 100% more, like they doubled the rate to which they were earning. But if inflation has gone up 3 times that amount, then it's really still like they make $7 an hour. That's inflation. That's just challenge number 1. We got to overcome that. Challenge number 2, and we all know this one. Taxes. Taxes, taxes, taxes. Taxes is actually taking the first 1/3 of your income. The first 1/3. You did all of the work. You punched in the clock. You went through all of the attitudes, the mood swings, the things that's required for you to earn your income. But Uncle Sam gets his money first. And it's taking 1/3 of your income. It's something not right about that. So taxes is well known, and that's just the income tax. We're not even talking about all of the money that you spend. See, you get taxed on the money that you make as well as the money that you spend. Every dollar that you spend has some type of tax associated with it. So you got sales tax, you got property tax, you got real estate tax, ad valorem tax. Taxes have their own tax of their own. So we got to get control of taxes, and taxes is really causing the next challenge. And the next challenge is debt. Most people have some form of debt or know someone who does. And the reason why I say taxes cause debt is because if you had that third that they were taking, then it's a good chance you wouldn't have to get a loan. You wouldn't have to get a credit card because you would have the money. You would have the cash. Now I want you to ask yourself this. Whenever you apply for any type of loan, whether it's credit card, whether it's mortgage, whether it's auto loan, what do they ask you for as it relates to your income? They ask you for your gross income, but that's not what you took home. So they're actually automatically setting you up for failure on the front end because they're basing it off the max amount, and that's the gross. But when you look at what you took home, that's grosser. So you got to understand that is digging into your pockets, and debt is taking the second 1/3 of your income. So the first 1/3 went to taxes, the second 1/3 went to debt, and I'm gonna tell you what's taking the last final third for most people. Most people, and that's big business. Big business is taking your final 1/3. Now, big business is pretty much when you spend money on things that you feel you have to have. You know, having a new iPhone or having the latest and greatest shoes or clothing or purse or hair, you know, depending, you know, for the women, for the queens out there watching. That's big business. So they advertise to you, and they spend good money figuring out what smells, what sounds trigger the buying impulse in people to make them want to swipe their card, make them want to spend their money. That's big business. And I'm going to just tie a knot on the present and just let you know that every single month it's a holiday that's already in place. And I won't go through all of them, but it's pretty much something in place for you to celebrate every single month. From January being New Year's to Valentine's to St. Patrick's Day and spring break, all the way down through to November and Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm going to spend a little time on Thanksgiving. See, Thanksgiving used to be a time where it was all about giving thanks, hence the name. But in all actuality, most people now think about Black Friday. They think about Cyber Monday. And this is where you have to understand that Thanksgiving is just big business. It started off as giving thanks, but this is how you know it's big business. Black Friday last year actually started on a Wednesday. Now, they still called it Black Friday, but Black Friday actually started on a Wednesday. And nobody even questioned it. They just lined up, had their family lined up. You hold down this section, you hold down this section, kids reserving certain areas because you have to have the pots and pans. You have to have the things that they say are on sale. That's big business. And it's taking the final 1/3 of your income. Now, we're not saying, you know, don't spend money. It's just a right side of big business that we want you to be on. It's a right way to do all of these things. So these are the 4 challenges. I'm going to give you a second just to screenshot it if you're watching it. These are the 4 challenges that's keeping you. Keep in mind, what we're talking about is your 2 objectives. We want to get you to your 2 objectives. We want to make sure you take care of your current lifestyle the best way you know how, and take care of your future lifestyle so you're not retiring into poverty, because that's the worst time to be without, when you're no longer capable to do certain things. So these are the 4 challenges that's hindering you from reaching those 2 main objectives. Now, we don't want to be the bearer of bad news and tell you all of the negative stuff. It's enough people talking about the negative. What's wrong with the economy? What's wrong with this? We want to give you the bright side. We want to give you the positive. We want to talk solutions. So anytime you hear somebody talking about the problems, ask them, okay, so what's the solution? You know, you should get tired of hearing people talking about what's wrong. Let's talk about what's right. So that's what we're about to do. We got 3 solutions that'll overcome all 4 of those challenges and ultimately help you land on your goal to take care of your current lifestyle and your future lifestyle. 3 solutions. That's all that's required. And our platform is known as the Personal Financial Success Company, My Econ. So if you're listening to anything else, the main word I said was personal. The information that I'm sharing with you is not about your brother, your uncle, your sister, your mom, your dad, really sometimes not even your spouse if they're not on the same page with you. This is personal. And you got to take this information personal because money is a personal topic because they use it against you all the time. So this is the personal financial success company known as My Econ, because what we believe is that if you can take control of your own economy, you ain't even got to worry about the economy. So no matter how good or bad the economy is, doesn't matter who the president is, doesn't matter who the vice president is, the mayor, none of that matters if you understand how to take control of your own economy. So the first thing we teach you within these 3 solutions is proper cash flow management. Cash flow, let me just put management. Cash flow management. And what that entails is this, especially for the person who works a job. This is talking specifically to a person who works a job. Now, a person who works a job, they fall under what's known as the W-2. Now, let me preface it just to kind of let you know what's going on with you having a W-2 job. With you working a job, you signed up, whether you know it or not. Most of the time, this is unconscious. You signed up to be in the highest tax bracket than anybody else, any other form of earning income. When we say that you are taxed your 1/3 of your income, that's what being a W-2 employee is. A W-2 employee is taxed anywhere from 28 to 33%. That's that 1/3, 28 to 33%. And this is the mindset of a person with a job, whether they know it or not. Their mindset is, I do the work, Uncle Sam taxes me, and then I get to spend off of what's left. So you did the work. Uncle Sam got paid before you did, and then you have to spend off of what's left. I don't know about you, but if I did all the work, I need to get paid first. So that's what we want to teach you how to do. And we do that by teaching you the proper way to minimize your taxes. So in cash flow management, the first part of the solution is actually you minimizing your taxes. Legally, ethically, and morally, because this is what we help people understand. That most people have the form known as the W-4. Yes, the W-4. That's that form you filled out when you first got your job. Most people put a 0 or they put a 1 because the HR told them to do it. The HR told them that that's how they were supposed to fill it out when the HR doesn't understand how it works. So because of that, you're losing a lot of money. Over 100 million Americans are overpaying anywhere from $200 to $800 every single month. $200 to $800. Ask yourself, what could you do with an extra $200 to $800? If you had that coming back into your paycheck, what could you do with the extra $200 to $800? So we show people how to correct that W-4 form and bring that extra money in. Now, don't just take our word for it. First, we want to let you know that this information is legal and where it's coming from, the source of the information, and literally people are overpaying in taxes. If you would, Keith, go ahead and read that first paragraph. First, show them where the information is coming from, just in case they think I'm making something up.
This is coming right from the Internal Revenue Service, or the IRS.
Absolutely. Now read that first paragraph for me, Keith.
First paragraph. Where does your refund come from? It comes from your wallet or purse. When you tell your employer how much to withhold from your paycheck or to make an estimated tax payment. For the average refund, that's about $40 a week too much.
$40 a week too much. On average, people are giving away in taxes. This came from the IRS website. Now, that was in 2005 when that article was written. So, taxes don't do anything but go up. So, if it was $40 a week then, how many dollars do you think it is per week now? So, it's gone up since then. But $40 a week, just imagine throwing that away. And they're telling you that most people are overpaying that every single week. Now, go ahead and take them to the second paragraph, and we'll go ahead and get it all together.
You might be using the extra withholdings as a forced savings method, but Uncle Sam doesn't pay interest on refunds. Exception in special circumstances. Putting the money in any type of savings account or paying down debt might be a better option.
I love it. Now see, they say Uncle Sam doesn't pay interest on refunds. In other words, if you're giving them their money, it's like you're giving them a tax or an interest-free loan. You let them hold the money and they're not paying you interest on their money. that money could have been doing a lot more for you than, you know, what it's doing for them. But they're benefiting off of your money. They said paying down debt might be a better option, or saving the money might be a better option. So that's what we teach. When we show you how to get the extra $200 to $800, or however much it is, sometimes it's over $1,000, sometimes it's $100. Depends on the scenario. All situations are different. But when we show you how to get that extra money, legally, ethically, morally, don't blow the money. Don't go out and spend it with big business. Treat the money as if you didn't have it, because now that you've minimized your taxes, now you can start minimizing your debt, which was another one of those challenges that we're faced with. Minimizing your debt, because the borrower is always slave to the lender. So you definitely want to get rid of that debt so you can get out of that bondage. Get out of that, you know, that being strapped. You know, as long as you owe somebody, in some way they control whatever it is that you owe them for. So you may think you own that home, but miss a few payments and see if they, you know, come get it from you. So you want to minimize that debt so you're able to knock it out a lot faster. Literally, by applying this strategy, we have people paying off mortgages that were supposed to be 30-year mortgages. They're paying them off in 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, all by practicing this strategy. We have people paying off their cars a lot faster, 1 year, 2 years. So now when they pay off their car, the car still looks good. The car still looks new. Not they paid it out over 6 years and now they no longer even like the car. So that's what you got to understand. When you minimize those taxes, you put yourself in a position to minimize debt. So now you got even more cash flow. If you were paying $400 a month on your vehicle, now you just freed up that much more cash flow that can go towards something else. That strategy is called income shifting. That's what these solutions is all about. Income shifting. Shifting your income from the highest tax bracket over into the lowest tax bracket, and we'll get to that. But now that you're starting to be more conscious about your money, more conscious about, you know, how money works and how you can make it work for you, we want you to minimize your taxes, minimize your debt, and this is minimize your expenses. So now you can look and realize, hold on, there's certain areas where I'm spending my money that I don't have to be spending my money. Let me cut back in these areas so I can have that much more money to invest, that much more money to save, much more money to pass down to my future generations and go towards my current lifestyle as well as the future lifestyle. See, everything ties back into that. Your current lifestyle as well as your future lifestyle. And this is just solution number one. I know you probably thought that these were the 3 solutions. That's just solution number one. Solution number 2 is business income. Business income. Now, this is why you want to get to understanding business income and the importance of it and why you should have it. Everybody should have some form of business in their portfolio. Period, point blank. Business income, the reason being, is business income is tax less. They fall under what's called the 1099, pretty much when you break it down. They're tax less. They're tax anywhere from 18 to 23%. 18 to 23%. So that's automatically 10% less than a person who works a job. It's almost like the government said, okay, you know, since you're building a business, you're contributing to the economy, you're contributing, we're going to tax you less than we tax a person who's just working a job. So that's why you want to understand business income, because it puts more money in your pocket automatically. Now, this is the mindset of a business owner. The business owner said, instead of me working, getting taxed, and having to spend off what's left, I'm going to work my business. My business spends, and when you understand your business spending, that's pretty much your business spending on things you're already spending money on. And I'll get into that later, also known as your lifestyle. But your business spends, and then your business is taxed on the back end. So if you're taxed on the back end after you've already spent certain amounts of money, that automatically means that you're taxed on less money. So do you want to be taxed on the gross amount, or would you like to be taxed on a smaller amount of money? That's what a business positions you to do. Get taxed on less money, put more money back into your household. Now, this is the thing. With the business that we have, the business that we offer, the business that you now have access to, it's a home-based business. It's one thing to have a brick-and-mortar style business, which is good, you know, that's still a business. But when you have a home-based business, now you take what's known as bills, because everybody, you know, pays bills. Most of the time when people get paid, it's really not their payday, they bills get paid. But you convert bills over into being deductions or business expenses. Because now, when you pay your phone bill, which most people are watching this on a mobile device, when you pay your phone bill, now you get to write off a percentage of that phone bill. Were you going to pay that phone bill anyway? Absolutely. So why not put yourself in a position to write it off? When you were going to pay your rent or mortgage, now you get to write a percentage of that off because you have a home-based business, which is based out of your home. So now you're able to write off percentages of utilities, lights, gas, water, miles, meals and entertainment. Yes, entertainment. Wages that you pay your children. You get to pay your children wages. Instead of you giving them an allowance or paying for different activities that they're involved in, now you can pay them a wage and write it off 100%. Over $6,400 in tax deductions per year per child off of that alone, because you have a home-based business. Now that's writing off your lifestyle, because those are things that are already applicable to your life. You were going to do that stuff anyway. We just showed you how to make a simple tweak, understand business, operate it like a business with the attempt to make a profit, and now you get to write off your lifestyle off things you were going to spend anyway. Now, this is the thing. Our business model is a one-stop shop. Not only do we give you the business to where you can market it and you can make money off of the business itself, we also give you the tools so you can be audit-proof, pretty much IRS protected, because now you have your own website, or online website. You also have your software. So now you have the cash flow manager, so you're able to keep records. Instead of you just keeping receipts in a shoebox, you can take those receipts, take pictures of those receipts. Those receipts then get saved to a cloud, so now you have flawless record keeping, categorized. So at the end of the year, you print it out, hand it to your CPA or whoever does your taxes, and your record keeping is flawless. All included in the business platform. Not only that, we told you that you were going to minimize your taxes so you can minimize your debt. So now you can understand exactly what date you'll be debt free. We have a software, it's a strategist. It gives you the strategy on what you need to be doing with that extra money and how soon you can be debt free. So you put your numbers in and you look up and you realize, wow, I'll be debt free by 2020, 2025, all included with the system. And that's just the software portion of it. And of course you get the ability to earn income from it. Now, before I tell you everything that comes with the platform or with the membership, in order to get started with our business that gives you all of this, we've already showed you how to bring in, on average, an extra $200 to $800. But in order to invest into this business, all that's required, even though it's worth thousands, even though it's worth hundreds, and it used to be $200 to start, you can get started for $34.95. Most people spend this at dinner, at brunch, $34.95. Now let me ask you this. If we showed you how to get an extra $200, I'm going to just stick to the low end, an extra $200 per month, every single month. But the business costs you $34.95 up front and then $34.95 a month. But you're getting $200 to $800 every single month. How much did the business cost you? Nothing. The business pays for itself. So let Uncle Sam pay for your business and pay your bills, which are now deductions, now business expenses. So we're just switching the mindset. You got to shift your mindset first so you can shift that income. And when you do that, that's when you shift the income back into your household. And that's how you build wealth. That's all people are doing. So when people get mad about Donald Trump paying less taxes and less percentage of taxes than most working Americans, it's because he understands this. He understands the rules of the wealthy. We didn't make up the tax laws. We just want to educate you so you can apply them as we're doing, and you can benefit from the rules that are already set in place. Let's not rearrange the rules or march to hope they change the rules. Let's learn the rules and master the rules so we can play the game. Now, that's for the business. Now, I didn't even tell you what all comes with it. Within the membership, if that wasn't worth $34.95, within the membership, and we haven't even got to the third solution. This is just solution number 2, so hang with me. Within the membership, you get the software, the website, and all of those things. But on top of that, you get discounted shopping, discounted travel, discounted legal. You get free identity theft coverage. Because here it is. We're helping people get their finances right. They're getting their money right. They're getting their cash flow right. They're getting their credit right. So somebody might want their identity. So what we said is, if you're a part of our company, we're going to give you the protection, give you the identity theft protection free of charge, including up to $1 million in coverage in the event your identity is ever stolen. So now since we got your money right and your cash flow right, and somebody tries to test you, now you're protected because we made sure you were protected. That's one portion of it. Not only that, we also included, and this is like, worth hundreds per month. You get credit restoration on a do-it-yourself type basis. So what that looks like is video tutorials after video tutorials, documents put together so that you can understand credit and not pay somebody $100 a month, $500. You can understand credit so you can restore your own credit so that if it ever happens again, you know exactly what you need to do. I need to work on my credit mix. I need to work on my debt utilization. You know exactly what you need to do to get your credit to the 750 and above. We give you that. That's included for the members. We can easily sell it to you, but as a member, now you can benefit it for yourself, for your family. You can even sell it to people if you want to, or do somebody else's credit. Do what you want with it, but we just want to make sure you have everything you need. All included, not additional. All included for that same $34.95. Everything that I listed, all of the discounts and the things that come with it, is worth $34.95 by itself. But we give it to you because we want to help more people faster. We understand what's coming towards our economy. We understand what our people are faced with. So we want to make sure they're protected. We want to make sure that they at least get a vehicle, get some type of education. So once they get the education that they need, nothing can stop them. A person that's educated is dangerous. See, if we charge you for the services, that's one thing. We can charge you for the services, but you never understand it for yourself. So when you're in a bind again, you got to seek those services again. But when you understand it and you have the knowledge of it now, it never happens to you again. And you can sit down and talk to the banker, sit down and talk to the financial advisor, and you know what you're talking about because you're educated. Which brings us to the last solution. Those are just the first two. So let's wrap it up. The last solution is investment income. Like we said, as it relates to your future lifestyle should be taken care of by your investments. Don't depend on Social Security. Don't depend on the government. Nobody has your best interest at heart like you do. So with that being said, you need to be investing your money. Money is just currency. It's meant to flow. It's meant to grow. It's meant to continue to work for the person who works in. And I promise you, if you're not working it, somebody else is. See, I had to learn, not the hard way, because I was at least gaining knowledge on it, but I did some homework on my own to understand that if I wouldn't put my money to work, somebody else was. I literally looked up, and you can see they have to make this investment stuff public. Sometimes people get nervous or scared about investment, but they have to make this information public. I looked up and saw that my bank was investing in one of the rival banks. They have money that are coming from the people who put money in this particular bank account, and they're investing in one of the quote-unquote rival banks. So if you're not investing your money is being invested. So the question is, if your money is going to make somebody wealthy anyway, it might as well be you. Now this is why. This is why you want to be on the investment side, because the investment side positions you to be taxed less than 15%. So as a job, as an employee, anywhere from 28 to 33%, that's 1/3 of your income. Business owner, 18 to 23%. Investors, less than 15%. So the people who are wealthy, they want majority of their money coming from this area, from this column right here, because they get to keep more of it. See, it's the difference. If you earn $1,000 over here, you get to keep $850 minimum, and sometimes more than that. But if you earn $1,000 over here, you probably bring home $600 easily. So put yourself in a position to where you keep more of your money. It's yours. It's meant to flow. So these are what investments allow you to do. And the mindset of an investor is a little different. They think my money is going to work, not me. I don't want to be doing the work. My money is going to work. I get a return on my investment, and that money goes out to make me more money. That's money, making money with money. See, that's what you got to understand as an investor. You put your dollars to work. You tell them where they need to go. You designate areas for them to go so they can grow and bring you in more money. That's passive income at its best. So you're getting passive income because our business shows you how to get not only upfront income, but residual income. Our bills come residually, so we all believe in residual because most of us pay a monthly bill, whether it's a cable bill, whether it's utilities, whether it's the phone bill. Position yourself to get passive income and residual income. The business shows you how to get residual income. I won't go too deep into detail, but just know that you can get upfront money as well as residual income, and that is just a piece to the puzzle because now you're getting passive income because now You're investing. And when you start investing, you start earning what's known as dividends and capital gains, which is just a fancy way to say that, you know, your money made you some money, or you sold some ownership and you got paid out on the ownership that you had from your investments. You know, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, bonds, mutual funds, those things pay you out in these terms. Nothing too hard, just understand that you need to be investing your money. But the number one investment that you can ever make is in yourself. Period, point blank. Is in yourself. That's the number one investment that you can ever make, because that's what this is. Money is being spent. You're making money and you're spending money, but investing in this platform, investing in this personal financial success company is all about you. It's investing in you. Whether you tell somebody about this business or you want to just benefit from what it is that we have, just so you can apply the strategies for yourself, see how it works for you, bring in that extra money, knock out your debt, roll that money over through the business side and into investing. Now you're using the income shifting strategies, and basically all this is a simple formula that we like to call cash, asset, cash. So you take some cash, which we showed you how to get some of your own cash, not selling another product, not bringing somebody into business, some of your own cash that's leaking out of your pockets. That's different. So we take you, so you get your own cash together. You buy, build, or grow an asset, and that asset brings you more cash once you understand investing. You do that over and over and over again, you have no choice but to be wealthy. So this is the rules of the wealthy comprised into one page, one document. Now, before I let y'all go and before I let you know what kind of people we typically have watching this, I'm gonna give you one of my testimonies, my exact scenario that made me say, okay, everybody in the nation needs to understand this. Because a lot of times when we show people, or we tell them that we can legally show them how to get their money back from the W-4 adjustment, one of the first things they say, because they're skeptical. We understand that it's a lot of people who are skeptical. We understand that it's a lot of people who, hear this information and they kind of brush it off. Because here it is. I've been talking to you for probably 20 minutes or so, but I'm fighting against 20 years of conditioning. So how do I expect to go against 20 years worth of conditioning within this 20-minute time frame? So I understand you being skeptical. But these are some things that you cannot argue with. You cannot argue with facts. It's a fact that you have to minimize your taxes if you want to be wealthy. It's a fact that you need to get debt out of the way if you want to be wealthy. It's a fact that you need to minimize expenses, or at least get on the right side of your expenses. So now when people shop, you're invested in these places and you earn money. So those are facts. It's a fact that if you're not investing, you're not even on the road to wealth. Those cannot be argued with. But we understand that as you listen to this, if this is brand new to you, you're going to be skeptical because you've been conditioned to think one way of earning money, trading time for dollars, trading time for dollars. So I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to just give you my exact scenario, because most of the time people think that when they adjust their W-4, I'm going to owe. I'm going to owe if I adjust my W-4. I know people who had to pay in. I just don't want to owe. I don't want to play with the IRS. So let me show you my exact scenario when I first got with this platform. Now, results may vary. This is a disclaimer. This is my scenario, and I know plenty of people who had a similar scenario, but results may vary. So, the particular year that I joined the platform, my econ, I made $52,000 that year. $52,000. I was single with no kids. And if anybody who's single, they know that the single person gets taxed the most. Most of the time when it comes to, earning income, they say, well, you need to have some kids if you want to be taxed less. That's not the case. But I was being taxed quite a bit, single with no kids. So as a single person with no kids, and I made $52,000 that year, I fell into the 25% tax bracket. 25%. So what that looks like is 25% of this 52 is $13,000. So throughout the year, Uncle Sam got me for $13,000. Now I don't know about you, but I can think of a whole lot of stuff I can do with that $13,000. A whole lot. $13,000? Now, the government gives us somewhat of a favor when we file our taxes, and this is the scenario. I was able to at least claim myself, which is a personal exemption, and I was able to claim a standard deduction for being single. So the standard deduction for that year was like $6,200, and me claiming myself was about $3,950. So $4,000, $6,000, roughly about $10,000. So So just for good numbers, just so you can follow me, it was about $10,000 that I got in the form of a tax saving just for being an American, being single, and having a personal exemption. So that brings my taxable income down to $42,000. This is my new taxable income, $42,000. Follow me. The $42,000 I'm taxed on instead of the $52,000. So that's good. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. But I still fell into the 25% tax bracket. I lowered my taxable income, but I still fell into the 25% tax bracket. Now, what that looks like is, instead of me being looked upon as if I was taxed $13,000, now it's look like, okay, now you only actually owe $10,500 in taxes. Now, this is the thing. When I would file my taxes, I used to get a refund. The difference between this $13,000 and the $10,500 is about $2,500. So my refund used to be about $2,500, roughly. Now, most people, they'll get that $2,500 and celebrate, like the government did them some type of favor. And I used to too. I'd be like, yes, I ain't have to owe. My whole thing was just not paying in. But once I knew better and I understood that, hold on, Unc hit me for $13,000. Uncle Sam got me for $13,000, but they gave me $2,500 back. Then I started understanding that I had been losing a lot of money over the course of 10 years. Truth be told, I lost over $100,000 just by not understanding. So I want to prevent this from happening to anybody that I encounter. So $25,000 would have been my refund had I not been exposed to this information. And I'm going to show you what the information did for me. By me being a part of this platform just 3 months, 3 months out of the year, so that's October, November, December, I was able to write off enough stuff to lower my taxable income by $6,000. $6,000. Now, a lot of people are able to lower that if they have kids in the form of wages just off of one child. So $6,000. Didn't take a whole lot, but I lowered my taxable income by about $6,000, which brought my new taxable income down to $36,000. So instead of me being taxed on 52 or 42, I'm now taxed at 36. But not only did I lower my taxable income, I dropped the whole tax bracket. That's what my econ is all about, dropping that tax bracket. So now I'm being taxed like the investors. I dropped the whole tax bracket, 15%. Now this is what 15% of $36,000 brought me to. So instead of it looking like I owe $13,000, $10,500, now it looks as though I owe $5,400. $5,400. Now, this is what made me say, okay, I have something. Everybody needs to know about this. The difference between this $13,000 and this $5,400 is a little bit over $7,000. So guess who got a little bit over $7,000 back into their pockets? No kids. Your boy. Over $7,000, no kids. Now, mind you, they still took $13,000 throughout the year, but once I understood my tax deductions, the money I was spending anyway, mind you, this $6,000 represents rent, mortgage, utilities, phone bill, miles on my car, entertainment, things I was spending money on anyway. Y'all catching it? Things I was spending money on anyway. So it allowed me to lower that taxable income to where I got back over $7,000 back. Now I understand what Donald Trump and Warren Buffett and these people are doing. They're just lowering that taxable income. Nothing wrong with it. We just got to understand that so we can do it. So that's what happened with me correcting my W-4 and having business deductions instead of just bills. So this is my synopsis. And different scenarios work differently, but I guarantee you, by you being a part of this platform, you can lower your taxable income. So this is what I need you to do. Get with the people who have invited you to this video and let them know, hey, how can I shift my income? I want to get started. And typically after watching this video, it's only three type of people. Three type of people who are watching this video. Type 3 person says, look, thanks, but no thanks. My finances are good. My investors are good. I'm not really thinking about my future lifestyle like that. I'm good. I mean, the information sounded good. It's all right, but, it's not for me. If that's you, cool. Most people wouldn't even still be listening to me if they wasn't interested in it. So we just appreciate you for at least tuning in, for at least pushing play, for at least listening to everything that I share with you. But a type 2 person says, look, a lot of that made sense. I know I'm overtaxed. I do have some debt I would like to get rid of fast. I know I need to be investing. I wasn't taught money either. They don't teach it in schools. So I want to learn it. I want to get in the culture of people who are talking about money and celebrating the success of other people building wealth. If that's you and you just say, look, I just want to apply the strategies. I'm not ready to tell people just yet. I just want to apply the strategies and see how that works for me. If you're a number 2 person, get with the person who invited you to this video, or get with Keith and let them know, hey, Keith, I'm ready. That makes sense. $34.95, that's nothing. $34.95, I spent that on accident, you know, just by, you know, with loose change. $34.95, 100% tax deductible will get you in the game, and you get access to everything I listed, plus some things we didn't even list. $34.95. Type 2 person, you just want to apply the strategies, not necessarily share it with people yet. Cool, we welcome you to the family, and we look forward to working with you and helping you accomplish your goals. But the type 1 person says, look, yeah, I want to apply the strategies. I want to increase my cash flow. I want to knock out debt, you know, and I want to funnel it so I can start investing my money. But you said something about earning some income. You said something about building some residual income that can replace and take care of my current lifestyle instead of me having to work for it. I can build some residual income that'll cover my residual bills. And not to mention, I know some people who can benefit from this information. I need to get the strategies, but at the same time, I need to help a lot of people. I know a lot of people I can help. If you're a type 1 person, then you like me. I want to help a lot of people, but at the same time, I see the power in building wealth through residual income and the passive income from investment. So if you're number 1, you definitely want to get with Keith or whoever invited you to this video and tell them, hey, you know, I'm a number 1. I'm ready to go. I got some people I need to share this with right now. How can I start, you know, building some residual income today? Get with the person who invited you to the video. Get with Keith. Get with myself if you know me, so we can get you on the road to wealth. So 2s and 1s, we welcome you to the team. $34.95, 100% tax deductible. You will lose $34.95 and not even miss it. So why not invest it in yourself? Invest it in a business so you can start building wealth. That's all I got. I'm Mr. Smith coming to you live. I hope you got some value from this information. Continue to tag, continue to share, continue to spread this word of wealth to other people so we can help as many people as possible. Our people need it. That's it. Salute.